Alright, so 2 videos ago I said I would make a class based on people commenting what they want to see in the description, and I decided to make the horse class that was commented by someone. I can't remember who. Their comment will be on the screen. I modified it slightly, but I'm going to talk about everything that I made with this class and then show you the process I went through making it, and then show some of the code as well because people were interested in how it's actually coded. So to start with, we're going to load in the horse kit. Here we go. It gets 2 pieces of iron, 2 pieces of diamond. The potions, I don't know if they specify potions in their post. I actually stole the potions from a different comment. They are absorption and resistance potions. So for 10 seconds you get 6 extra hearts and you take very little damage. I found these really interesting because on one end they're actually like really overpowered, taking no damage and having extra hearts. But on another end, like in a 1v1, horse has no speed, which is something I changed from the original post because the original post said it was a tank mobility. This is more of a tank damage, so it has no speed. So if you just run away when they drink the potion, then 10 seconds later they will lose the 6 hearts again. And in a 2v1 or something, the resistance is strong, but you can break through it. So it's a lot better in a 1v1 situation using these potions. Also, there is wheat. Wheat gives you energy, hunger, and regen, which is pretty strong, especially if you get like a stack of wheat out of spawn. It's quite an interesting suggestion. You also get wheat from breaking blocks, which I'll show later on in a clip of me doing so. You get a wheat every 20 blocks you break. And then the last passive is called Headbutt. I changed this from the mobility passive to a slight damage passive. There's a 15% chance that when you hit an enemy, you will headbutt them, dealing an extra half a heart. And I know I used a percent chance, even though Mega Walls has moved to fixed values, but I just thought, why not use a percent? And then finally we have the ability. Now if I give myself 100 levels, go and find noodles and use it on them, it's going to knock them all away and deal damage to them all. Hopefully you saw that. And that is it, that is the horse kit. Okay, so the first thing I did was try and get the kit to load when you type the command. That worked nice and easily. Got the sword and the armor. At first I was actually going along the lines of making a Ravager kit instead of the horse kit, so you had the different pieces of diamond armor, but I eventually changed that. The next thing to do was get the potions working. At first nothing really worked. The resistance worked for like literally half a second and the absorption didn't work at all. I quickly fixed that. I knew what was going wrong. After that I was trying to get the ability to work. And to start with, I was right clicking the sword and it did nothing. But once I got the ability sort of working, it got to the point where it was pulling mobs in directions it shouldn't be pulling them. As you can see, the zombies, they're going fine, but when I walk up to the sheep and do it, it gets pulled towards me instead of pushed away. And then here's a funny clip of me sending a sheep flying into space, because why not? Anyway, I fixed the ability, got it working. It sends mobs in all directions, which was really cool. I was really happy with that. So now I started testing on players. To test on players, I began coding particles, because particles make it really cool, and I didn't do that with the werewolf, but horse was going to have particles. And here's my first test using particles. Yeah. But anyway, once again, because I'm a genius, I fixed particles, I got them working. Here are particles working. See, I don't know if that's the right particle to use, but I kind of liked it. And then once I got particles working, I started moving on to the passives. I got the wheat working. Here is proof that the wheat gives you hunger, energy, and regen, as stated in the original post. And then here is proof of me breaking 20 blocks and receiving pieces of wheat. The last passive I decided not to code. I can't remember why. I'm not really good with timers or anything yet because I'm new to all this. So instead I decided to add a headbutt passive. Now, just because someone asked to see the code, I will show you it. But this is disgusting. I am not proud of this. The first thing you will notice if you've coded before, everything, the whole plugin, is in one singular class. Okay? That's just wrong. That's wrong. That's not how it should work. Each class should be a different class. That's a bit confusing if you don't understand programming, but each class should be a different class, which it's not. I have every single class that I've made so far in this one file, which is not cool. But anyway, when I get the horse kit, let me find it. You type in kitload horse. This is everything it gives you. I'll quickly break it down. Here is the armor, nice and simple. This is me making the custom potions. I found this code online, copied it, fixed it to what I needed. And then at the bottom, just some setting up some things for later. Changing your name for some reason, giving you the beef, the wheat, and setting up some hash maps, which I will get back to in a second. The next thing you'd like to look at is what happens when you hit a player. Here we go, on hit player. So if you hit a player and you're a horse, it very simply gives you 10 energy, and then here's the headbutt passive. Gets a random number between 0 and 1. If that's less than 0.15, then it damages the enemy. So that's a 15% chance that, probably a 15% chance that headbutt will activate. Then when you have 100 energy, we go down to this big horrible if statement, which is actually disgusting. And we're basically saying if you are holding an iron sword, and you have enough energy, and your class is horse, bad way to do it. This should be in a separate class once again. Then you're going to get all the nearby enemies, and for each of the nearby enemies, you're going to do a little bit of maths and then damage them. The math is really simple. We get the position of the player, get the position of the enemy, find a vector between them, and then we scale that vector so that no matter where they are, the vector is the same. So like if you're 5 blocks away or 1 block away, we make it so that the vector between them is a unit vector. So it's just it's like the direction of the player. Scale it up again from the unit vector so that they get sent a fixed amount away, and then we apply that velocity vector to the enemy, which sends them flying back. If you don't understand that, don't worry, it is what it is. And we also damage them somewhere. Here we go, we damage them for 1.5 hearts. And then here is the wheat passive. This is nice and simple. We add 5 energy, check we're not over the energy limit, as well as give the effective regen, play a sound, and take 1 of the wheat away from the item stack. And then the final thing is the particle effect. I pretty much copied this off a video as well because I've never done particles before. It's using sine and cosine to make a circle. It's actually quite simple because it's only a circle, and then it plays this large explosion particle effect in a circle 25 times. So the circle has 25 different particles in total. That is everything to do with the code. If you don't understand that, if you've already stopped listening, whatever, but a few people asked to see some of the code, so there you go. Okay, so that is everything to do with the kit. I hope I explained things well enough. I'm actually not good at explaining. I should 120% write a script before I do videos, but I just don't do that. Anyway, because I find this fun and I have nothing better to do, and honestly it's more fun coding classes than it is playing Mega Walls. If you want to suggest more classes, I might do them, I might not. Don't get your hopes up. But I've got nothing better to do, so I probably will at least make some things if you comment below what you want me to make. But I hope you enjoyed. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. These videos take a long time to make because I have to actually put effort in. See you in the next video.